So we're at the World Cup Park right now, and it was built in 2002. And this is actually a repurposed landfill. And you would never guess it by seeing how gorgeous it is here. And one thing I love about this place is that it has one thing that this city is kind of in short supply of, and that's wide open spaces. You know, here in Mapo-gu, it's famous for its jokbal. So you really have to nail this dish in order to stand out in this neighborhood. So this is jokbal. It's the pig's trotter. The foot really is what it is. And if you see, it's got this beautifully lacquered skin around it. And that's the best part. When you chew into it, it's got this wonderful chewiness to it. And then squid itself, it's served very simply. And, you know, just to bring out that flavor of the squid. And it's all served alongside these noodles. They're mimir, they're buckwheat noodles, and they're smothered in this spicy sauce. It's all kind of meant to be eaten together. So I'm excited because these are some of my 3 favorite things all on one plate. And I got a feeling it's gonna be delicious. Sweet on the outside, intensely porky on the inside, that meat. And it really does make a difference chilling it overnight. Now it's time to taste the squid. You take a bite of the squid, it gives you a break from the richness of the jokbal. And then you go back to the jokbal to get that punch of flavor. Honestly, I'm a little jealous I didn't think of it myself. Isn't the best part of most dishes, you know, the starch that comes along with it? These noodles, they're, like I said, you know, they're mimir, they're made from buckwheat. And they've got sweet, spicy, salty sort of thing going on. So it's a perfect complement for something, you know, like what we have with our dish, because you have the 2 different flavors. So this kind of ties everything together. The great thing about Mapo-gu is that it has all these hidden gems. And this is 소금길. It literally translates to salt road, and it's because it had a lot of salt storage places. It's a really cool place because it has this great indie feel to it. It's hidden, it's out of the way, and you really have to search to find it. And it's all about the atmosphere. It's very design oriented, and you can really spend your whole day here. So what makes this area different from others is you look up, you call in, you say what number you're at, and then the authorities can come to you. Not only that, there are those, and there are also emergency bells as well. Not only that, but if you go through these alleyways, there are actually little areas to exercise. It's kind of cute. And tourism in this area has gone up, so check it out before it gets a little too gentrified. So we spent a beautiful day at the park, and now we're here at this restaurant. It's 왕대통 수다찜. What's great is that I smell something delicious, but you know, it's like all I have here so far are my little garnishes. Wow. This isn't all for me, is it? Wow. Now this is impressive. I've never seen anything like this before. So this feeds 10 right here. I think this is a very definition of an embarrassment of riches. This is so much food. You have, you know, your seafood, you have octopus, abalone, shrimp, and then you have your smoked meats, you have sausage in here, you have smoked duck, and then, you know, other poultry such as turkey, chicken. Man, it's crazy. I'm just gonna dig in. And really, it is digging in, I suppose. Okay, so I think there's some turkey. When do you ever get to eat like this? I mean, all these different meats. It's completely unique. There's nothing else like it out here. The way that they make this guy too, it's really cool. So they take this, this bisected, this split bamboo log, and they stuff it full of all this food, and then they cook it low and slow over oak charcoal. And what that does, it creates this incredibly fragrant log full of meat. That's pretty cool. So today we're going to be dealing with what is undoubtedly the most popular protein in the world, and that's chicken. And one of the reasons why is that it's just so good, like on just about every level. If you think about it, it's incredibly versatile. You can use it in just about any sort of recipe. And it's just got such a good balance of protein and fat. Let's take a look at and see how Koreans enjoy their chicken. So this is 고려약선 삼계탕, and the first thing that you get hit by when you walk through this door is this overwhelming but still delicious scent of yakcho, which are certain medicinal ingredients, herbs, other aromatics that you add to food. And the dish that we're having right now, it's samgyetang. It's probably Korea's best known chicken dish. Warm chicken soup, come on, that's the perfect thing to have when it's cold outside. Literally melts in your mouth. It's so good. And if you notice, the stock, it's brown. And that's actually quite unique just because most of the time, samgyetang, the broth, it's white. But here, it's brown, so it just shows you how much of that yakcho is in there. It's almost like a yakcho tea. This really is my favorite part of the whole samgyetang. Oh, look at that. I always forget how hot that rice is on the inside. It's worth it though. And then, if you want something a little bit different, here they have this dish, it's called haesintang. And it's a chicken-based dish, but it's also got a ton of seafood in there. And if you look in here actually, the chicken itself has been stuffed with seafood. And one of the reasons why I'm excited about this dish is because they use all natural ingredients. No artificial seasonings or whatnot go into here. All of this flavor is all natural goodness. You can rip the meat right off of there with your chopsticks. That's pretty amazing. That seafood just gives so much extra flavor to this. But at the end of the day, it's still really flavorful as a chicken as well. Oh, this is great. We're here at poulet chicken, and poulet is French for chicken, so I guess that means we're at chicken. With a name like that, I'm expecting twice the chicken fun. And it's got this kind of cute, shabby chic interior, and what they do here is, slightly different. And the dish that I'm about to enjoy is a carbonara chicken. What they do is they take chicken that's been marinated for 24 hours, they fry it up, and then they pour over a carbonara sauce on top. I've never had anything like this before, and I have to wonder what sort of sick genius came up with this idea. So it really is like eating the best of both worlds. It's like having fried chicken along with your pasta. But the reason why this dish is really clever, the carbonara sauce, it's an egg-based cream sauce. So you have the egg in the sauce, and then you have the chicken fried, swimming in that sauce. So really, it's the two sides of the bird coming together as one. Like I said, clever. So I'm here at Jungle Barbecue, and as you can tell, this is not your average restaurant. We're inside of a tent, and the whole concept behind this place is that it's camping, but just for a meal. You know, you don't have to spend an entire weekend or even leave the city. Here, their specialty is beer can chicken. So the thing about beer can chicken is that it's not so much the beer that does the work. It imparts a little bit of flavor, and the steam does help it cook a little bit. But what's really important in this whole method is the can. Here what they do is that they rest it on that can and then they roast it low and slow over. It's one of the best ways to cook a whole chicken over hardwood coals or over hardwood. That's really good. It's smoky, it's moist, it's tender. It's everything that you want grilled chicken to be, or roasted chicken in this case. Not bad at all. Not bad. Right behind me, we have Jeonju Sikdang, and what they do is that they grill all their fish right outside over an open flame, and you can smell it from a mile away. It's one of the most delicious smells in the world, and that's what today's show is about, to fire and cooking over an open one specifically. And let's see how many everyday foods we can transform into something special with the use of an open flame. So we're here at Seoul, and they're famous for their 떡갈비. And 떡 is the pounded rice cake, and 갈비 means rib meat, in this case beef rib meat. And it's not rice cake, but rather it's meat that's been treated similarly. It's been chopped up fine, similar to how you pound 떡. So that's where the name comes from. Here they use the real thing, and it's all chopped by hand, and that gives a far superior texture than being ground by machine or by a grinder. And this way, everything's kept separate, and it just kind of falls apart beautifully in your mouth when you eat it. This is really good. The beauty of cooking over charcoal, you have a couple of distinct advantages. One, charcoal burns extremely hot. It's hot and it's a clean flame. But more than that, it's also got its own particular scent, fragrance. It's got a perfume to it, really is what it is. It's a low and slow cooking process, just to cook it evenly all the way through, and then high heat to give it a beautiful sear. So we've just seen how charcoal is a fantastic way to cook meats. And here we have something a little bit different, and that's hardwood, in this case specifically oak. So let's see how much flavor that this hardwood can impart onto our food. And hurry, it's cold. This is a chicken, and it smells incredible. And you can see, it's just gorgeous. First thing you smell is that it kind of smells like samgyetang. And it's because a lot of the same aromatics are found in here. You have insan, you have daechu, a lot of those classic samgyetang flavors. But there's something else, and that is that beautiful roasted scent. I have no patience, and I am a child. So it's grilled over chamnamu, which is oak wood, and it gives it a very distinct smoky flavor. It's not as overly assertive at all. It doesn't actually almost taste like your classic, barbecue smoke, but rather it has a fresh woodiness to it. But it's not just this. Apparently, there's a little surprise waiting when it gets to the bottom. Ooh, that is a nice surprise. I'm very pleased with this. Look at that beautiful scorched rice. I've never heard of anyone else doing this before. When they stuff the chicken full of rice, it's actually uncooked raw rice. And the benefits of that, it soaks up all those beautiful chicken juices. And you taste it, and that flavor has just gone through and through. Beautiful. So we're here at Hanki, here in the Hannam-dong Itaewon area, and they specialize in 철판구이, which is cooking over a cast iron pan, or in this case, flat top. And I can get down with anyone who's a practitioner of the spatula arts. It's a spicy pork belly, samgyeopsal gui. So it's been cooked on the flat top. A lot of times you'll find samgyeopsal, you'll find pork belly here, and it doesn't come with a sauce like this, but when it does, it usually comes with a brie sauce, which is insanely spicy. So let's see if I start crying on air. Oh, there it is. It's starting to get spicy now. That just became a completely new dish. The addition of the kim, the lavender, it brings this awesome brininess to it. So it's another cold winter's morning here in Korea, and that means one thing. You have to start your day off with something robust. And to me, that means pork. We love pork so much. In fact, 60% of all pork sales here in Korea are samgyeopsal, pork belly. So we definitely have a love affair with pork. So we're gonna check some places out, and I think I know where we're gonna go first. So we're kicking off our look today at pork at Halchak, and here we have something special. It's a surprise, let's call it. And it certainly doesn't look like a pork dish, not yet at least. There's something underneath here. So I'm gonna take this hammer right now and just give it a little. This is 탕수육. It's sweet and sour pork. What they'll do is they'll marinate the pork. They'll use loin here. And then instead of just giving it a sort of cornstarch dredging, which they do in most other places, they actually make a batter out of it. And that batter is actually a little bit aged, so it's actually given that extra kick of flavor. A lot of times when you go to your neighborhood restaurants, the problem with sweet and sour is the sweet. It's just too sweet. It's completely unbalanced. Here, the pork inside is moist and yielding. The coating is still nice and crisp. And that sauce, it's balanced and it's got so many different flavors and it's got this bouquet. I mean, I really hate using that word, but that's essentially what it is. The aroma, it maximizes itself on the palate. So we've seen a preparation of pork as a fried dish. Now let's see one of the most popular pork dishes here in Korea, and that's 보쌈. And what it is basically it's steamed pork. And nowadays it's most often pork belly, but it can also be pork shoulder as well. And while it might seem like simple steamed pork, it's got a ton of ingredients in here. A lot of sort of medicinal ingredients, as well as there's some fruit and there's some other sort of aromatics in there. And one of the great things about this dish is that it's practically a blank canvas for other flavors. And it complements other flavors incredibly well, especially kimchi. Now, I'm gonna show you how to eat this. What you wanna do is, you wanna take a little bit of kimchi, and then top it all off with a slice of pork. Here we go. It's the thing of beauty. There's something about the flavor of really unctuous, soft, rich pork and that cutting, biting freshness of kimchi that just goes so well together. That's the reason why you have 보쌈 when you make kimchi. So this is our second dish here. It's 족발. It's a pig's foot, it's a shank, whatever you like to call it. It's delicious. And it's eaten all around the world. And the reason why is because it's such a unique cut of pork. It has a ton of collagen in there, a lot of connective tissue. So once it gets cooked down all the way, it has this really unique, really deliciously chewy texture to it. And here they're doing something a little bit different. They've tossed it in this really fiery, hot, sticky, sweet sauce. I've never had it prepared this way. I'm really excited, although I've been told that it's really spicy. So let's give it a taste. I'm a little surprised just because I can normally eat spicy food pretty well, but it's kind of spicy. The curious thing about 족발 is that it's one of the most popular delivery foods here in Korea. The reason why is because even though it's pork, it's relatively low calorie compared to other cuts. And the reason why is because of all that collagen, that connective tissue. You're getting a lot of texture and a lot of flavor with relatively little calories. So for our last stop today, we're here at Tolbun의 Barbecue, and we're going back to basics, but with a little bit of a twist. Right now we're gonna have some samgyeopsal, the famous Korean grilled pork belly, but it's gonna start off here. So what we have over here is we have this fire pit, and this is the key to the flavor over here because it's got hard wood in there, which does two things. It burns intensely hot and it has smoke. So it cooks it perfectly and it gives it that extra bit of smoky flavor. And here it is. There's something about a big pile of meat that's just a thing of beauty. So here's something that you find in Korea. If you ever sit down to a table and you find yourself with a basket full of greens, it's not salad. What it is, it's 쌈. So I'm gonna take a little bit of buchu, a little bit of meat, some 쌈장. This is a combination of doenjang and gochujang. You wrap it all up. That's how you do it. Pork, it's a great way to celebrate, and it's definitely the meat of the people. It tastes different depending on what cut you use and how you treat it. And as we've shown you today, Koreans, we have no lack of methods of enjoying pork.